Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan battle video, and today we are taking on the Supreme Magnificent Battle Super Saiyan Goku fight, and we're going to do it with the Broly team. This actually was my first time taking out the Imp Broly. I think my other, stage, so this is stage 4, and stage 5 was against Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I think I actually put that video out first, because that's the one I got recorded first, but yeah, we're going against stage 5 Super Saiyan Goku, so trying out the Broly team, and here we go. This is what's so good about Imp Broly. You can just pop this domain right away. I see some people online kind of downplaying him, but so far my experience with Imp Broly has been nothing but positive. He is exactly the type of unit I think this Broly team needs. Someone could complain that he doesn't hit as hard as the other Brolys. That's fine. We got plenty of damage in the other Brolys, and this guy can still hit like 20 mil shots. So I think his damage is actually absolutely fine. He's a defensive unit, which is what you want. He's a unit you can put in slot 1. He orb changes, he revives. He's killer, man. And there he is, just getting a cheeky 5 dots for me as well. But yeah, so far my experience with the Imp Broly has been nothing but good. So here's an 11 mil shot. Now this was like a 12 key super. So considering it was only a 12 key, and by the way, my Imp Broly is 69%. I would like to get one more dupe. I want to get that 79%. That's the biggest leap, is those first 2 dupes. Once you get those, I think at 79%, there's really no need to go and chase the rainbow, unless you just like the feeling or satisfaction of it. But there's just, a little bit of stat gain, which definitely makes a difference, but not as impactful as the first 2, where you're getting like the actual hidden potential combo and crit and dodge slots open, and then getting all the equip slots open, right? That's why it's so big. And here, AGL Broly, he's the one to me that's looking like, kind of the weak unit on the team now. But, once you get his domain, he's, so good. So, kind of what I've been doing with this Broly team is I kind of just try to hide AGL Broly. I'll kind of float him around. But getting him right away, first rotation here is pretty optimal, because that means turn 5 we can get his domain. So, we essentially can kind of start with Imp Broly's domain and then roll into AGL Broly's domain, which is really, really nice. So I think the domain is one of the best parts about AGL Broly right now. But yeah, all these Brolys, man. And I've been trying out Imp Broly. I mean, these last couple of fights, they've had pure Saiyans, hybrid Saiyans, or Gokus. So Imp Broly should be looking pretty good in this fight, considering we're going against the Goku pretty much the whole way through. I do decide to leave the 1-tech Broly untransformed just to soak up damage in slot 1. This was a new fight for me. I was going in blind. I didn't know how hard the enemies hit. So I'm like, let's just play it safe here. And the other reason why I wanted to play it safe there and put him in slot 1 and not transform was the guarantee I can get some supers off with Imp Broly. And you can see Imp Broly, they're starting off at 11 mil. You can tell he's got a little bit of extra pop to his step, because we're going against the Goku here. Stats looking a little bit better turn 1 than it normally does. And he's going to get a lot more additionals as well. So there he goes, an 11, another 11. Hopefully get a 3rd super here. It's just going to help him stack defense. See, that worked out perfectly, and then 12.6. So, to me, that was great strategy, because I wanted to ensure Imp Broly got his stacks in, but I didn't want to kill the enemy first. So, by just leaving that Tech Broly slot 1 untransformed was perfect. He was going to tank everything. No risk of him, attacking first and killing the enemy. And then I don't have to risk Imp Broly in slot 1. So, that worked out great. Here we've got Cell Max. Cell Max I've just been kind of using as a floater. Cell Max definitely, is a good on-rotation unit. But on this particular team, I like just kind of letting things flow with the Brolys. But what you can do, because there's so many Brolys, you could keep Cell Max on rotation as a slot 1 unit. And then your Broly in slot 2 will just link with a Broly in slot 3, because there should pretty much always be a Broly floating around. So you definitely could just keep Cell Max on rotation if you want to. I really wanted to focus on my Broly, so I opted to float Cell Max here. And yeah, here we go. This is my Int Broly at 17 mil, which to me 17 mil is a pretty dang good attack stat, right? For a 69% unit. And let's see, he should be able to soak up this damage pretty good here. Yeah, double digits. He got sealed, doesn't matter. Yeah, he's just getting barraged here. But this is good, showing how Int LR Broly, you can see, he just soaks up all the damage. You can see this phase tricky because they do seal and stun, so I got lucky they weren't supering ahead of my attacks. And then, you know, casual 31 mil shot with the untransformed tech Broly with the 20 mil additionals. This unit is the reason why I think people are downplaying the new LR in Broly, because that guy hits so freaking hard, but he's not nearly as defensive. Although after supering, he did take double digits from that Gohan. He was guarding. I do not know how hard that Gohan hits, but we'll just say that that was an impressive tank right there, right? I think the tech Broly, the one that does the Unga Bunga damage, his big weakness is AoEs, because he has like no defense before he attacks. He's very weak defensively. He needs to attack first to get like a bulk of his defense. So I have had that guy get really slammed on an AoE phase before. I think it was when I was doing the Ultimate Clash, the Battlefield, because that Broly fight's actually really fun. But yeah, we definitely got tagged a couple of times. I don't know if that was on one of the attempts I recorded or not, but yeah, Tech Broly can definitely get tagged if he doesn't super first. But right there, he looked great. All right, so here we've got Carnival Tech Broly, and then, you know, once again, we're keeping Int Broly on rotation. Like, if you're going to run Int Dokkan Fest Broly, you are basically choosing to keep him on rotation. Like, floating him isn't an option, because if you're floating him, you might as well not run him, because the idea is he needs to get as many attacks as possible, otherwise he will not be able to tank stuff. So you just got to focus on stacking that guy as quickly as possible to get him going here, right? And this is good too, like this fight, like showcasing the AoE units, right? Look at the damage just coming through. So I like that they did stuff here to really feature the Broly units. I think it's something they need to do more, is in like the difficult content, to do multi-units in a phase. Because there's, you know, AoE units need a place to shine other than World Tournament. So I think this is great for them. It's like, typically, like, AoE units are only used in like kind of gimmick events, right? So like World Tournament, and then they'll have like that Cyberman event where you just do waves and waves of Cyberman, and they've done variations of that with like Frieza soldiers and stuff. Like, that's really been the best place for AoE units. But it's nice to see a fight like this, you know, a Supreme Magnificent Battle, like a top tier end content with multi-units. And, you know, one of the old red zones, I think it was the Bojack red zone, the original one, did have a phase like that too. So I like when they do that. They need to do that a bit more, I think. In that way too, it can make the fights more difficult as well. It's harder to hide units when there's more units with attacks coming in. So I think it's fun to mix those in once in a while. So I'm definitely glad they did it here, because, you know, between Cell Max and Tech Broly, we can do some devastating AoE damage. And even AGL Broly, after he gets his domain up, he's AoE as well. So yeah, kind of my goal here was, with my single target attacks, I was really trying to split the damage to have more targets, just because I know I've got more AoE coming up, and I can just, you know, like, really utilize the AoE. So yeah, we got Tech Broly there, we got the Int LR Broly, we got Carnival Tech Broly. Like, yeah, we just got everything going on here. So I just have to decide, like, who I want to keep. We have the revive up, so I could be a little reckless here if I want to. So that's what I have to decide, is, do I want to be reckless to try to encourage? Because, like, getting the revive is a good thing, right? So I'm debating. So I put the Tech LR Broly. Now, this is the Unga Bunga damage one, and like I said, he is not defensive before attacking. So I'm taking a risk here, either that he's going to get supered and we're going to revive, or he just gets normal, then we live. Yeah, dude, 300 was a 300k normal, and then look what he gets supered for here. Like, he's got, like, no, he's definitely not a slot one. You know, dude, we took 2.1 million from that Vegeta. So he went from tanking the Gohan to taking 300k normals and 2.1 million on a super. That's how different that guy's defense is before and after he attacks, right? So, but we can do this now because of Int Broly. Obviously, if we did not have Int Dokkan Fest Broly, we would not have put him in slot 1. We did it there because getting the revive, once again, is a very good thing for that Int Broly. He then becomes, I believe he provides support, and he is effective against all types. So, like, yeah, he's got some nice buffs there. All right, and we've got Cell Max's lock. I do decide to, after seeing how hard we got hit on that last turn, I'm like, let's not play around. Let's just do, because that Vegeta's tanky, right? Like, he's eating a lot of damage. So I'm like, let's just be safe, because my health isn't the craziest right now. Let's just get this phase done, and let's see what happens on the next phase. And then this way, like, Int Broly, I wasn't too confident about Int Dokkan Fest Broly in the middle there. So I wanted to make sure he gets more stacks in. All right, so here we go. Once again, the AoE is going to be utilized very well here. And then this way too, the other reason I did it for Cell Max, it wasn't so much as like for protection, because I think my rotation would have been fine here. But it's like he hasn't hardly gotten hit yet, and I want him to build up his defense. So I'm like, let's just do it so he can at least build up his defense as well. Just because I'm floating him, we're not getting a lot of uptime on Cell Max, and that way the next time he shows up, we know he'll have a better defensive stat. So I figured, why not? Here goes Imp Broly. See how many supers we can get from him. There's 1. There's 2. Still floating in that like 11 mil range. It's so weird, right? Like he greatly stacks attack, but it feels like his attack just kind of floats. Like you'll see 11 to 12s, but it's like, why isn't he going up to 13, 14, 15? Like it's just, he attacks and attacks and attacks. That's why like having him with a great defense stack would have been way more impactful, because you notice the defense stack so much more. Here comes Cell Max at 15. Let's see, is Vegeta going to live this, or do we get to the next phase? Okay, Vegeta's gone, so now we're on to the next phase. Now we have Super Saiyan Goku. Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure this Goku hits ridiculously hard. And this Goku, though, he's a unit. He's like Kid Buu, where like if he supers right away, you'll take a lot of damage, but it's not as devastating. But he stacks attack every time you hit him. So the longer the fight goes on, the stronger this Goku gets. The thing is this Broly team is built so well because you've got so much damage on tech units. Like, I'm pretty sure we're going to one-shot this between the first 2 tech Brolys. Like, I do not think this Goku is living this. So I think we are 100% just going to, like, wipe the floor here. But if you're not running, like, these high-end tech Brolys, I think this stage is actually like, pretty dangerous. 35 million, by the way. Like, this phase is almost like a damage check, because the longer it takes you to kill this Goku, the stronger he gets. 66 million, by the way. This is the big Unga Bunga turn with the active skill. Let's see. Oh my goodness. 66 mil and then a 50 million additional. This is a 12 key for 50 million damage. This is insane. And then bam, just gone. So like that's the other reason too why like I did the Cell Max, is like I knew I was going to have that crazy Broly turn. And it was type advantage, and it was just like, see ya, Goku. So anyways, guys, there you go. Broly team absolutely dominating right there. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.